if you guys saw this, but there's a band out of Boston called Dropkick Murphys, and I've always really liked them, you know, because they're like sort of super Irish, and they get a lot of sort of Celtic music woven into their tunes, and the music itself is very sort of, you know, for me anyway, traditional and inspiring, well, you know, current, etc. So I was a little disappointed to see this. They kind of had a major case of TDS, if you would, live on stage there, and it's like, why? On St. Patrick's Day, do you have to go there? And you know, you're an entertainer. If you want to be a politician, be a politician. Conor McGregor wants to be a politician, okay? You know, he was an entertainer. He was a fighter. Now he wants to be a politician in Ireland. Leave it to those guys. Why do you have to get suddenly political? Let's take a look at what the singer from the Dropkick Murphys band had to say on stage there just last night on St. Patrick's Day, nonetheless.
Secondly, you think there's anything less I'd rather be talking about that orange asshole? I'd rather be playing music. However, these are the times we are in. And as a patriotic American, we feel it's our duty to speak up with whatever platform we have. So if you don't like it, you certainly don't have to agree. But know this, we mean it from the bottom of our heart, okay? Anyway, this one's a song about all the rich billionaire oligarchs that are out there. Sorry, kids, sorry. Oh my God, I got a nun here. My mother's friend, Sister Mary Adele. Oh my, who's got rosary beads? I gotta say a bunch of Hail Marys. Oh my God, I dropped the C word in front of a nun. Oh my God. And with that, that's what you get when you get me talking about that guy. I'm sorry. My apologies, eternal.
Oh my gosh. So it all started because there was a fan in the crowd that was wearing a Trump hat. Make America Great Again. And the singer like flips out on him. It's like, haven't we gotten beyond that? Aren't we in a new world now, guys? Like, I thought that we couldn't just cancel half the country anymore. Because Donald Trump won. And according to the research I just showed you, he would have won by even more if the Democrats had actually showed up to vote. You know, and I don't know about Dropkick Murphys. I won't be so excited to listen to their music next time or support them in any way. They run the risk, right, of becoming like the next Jack Black. Remember when he did this and he actually had to pull his tour? He went off tour because of this. I remember. It was last summer. Take a look.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Whoa. Okay, so that was a really gross, violent thing to say and really unnecessary. And yes, he had to shut down his tour as a result. So like I said, like, leave it to the politicians. And if you want to entertain, entertain. And then if you're an entertainer who wants to go into politics, then, you know, actually bite the bullet and do it. That's what one Irishman, Conor McGregor, is doing. He stopped by the White House yesterday, and I just thought what he had to say was really worth hearing because I think it resonates here at home with all of us. But I have some special intel on this because I've spent a lot of time in Ireland, and you know, I get the sense that this is going to become a bigger and bigger and bigger issue over the next couple of years. Here's McGregor. So this is becoming a bigger and bigger issue. You know, we've seen it all over Europe. It's becoming an issue now in Ireland. I don't know how much it's recognized. He has his own issues. McGregor does. Look, you know, he's certainly talking the talk right there, but I think that he's got his own challenges and past in Ireland that makes him a somewhat difficult ambassador for this message. But the message really is exactly what he stated, in that the Irish people are so proud of their culture and they'll share their culture willingly because they are the most generous, most incredible, lovely, open people I think you'll ever meet. But simultaneously, they really hold their culture dear, and it's important to them because it got taken away, let's be very clear, by the British, and they had to fight pretty hard to get it back. And so they may not even fully understand all that's happening, although you could blame Great Britain again because they're the ones that are sending all the migrants over into Northern Ireland, and they're just bleeding down into Dublin and throughout the rest of the country. Although you go out to the country, it's not so bad yet, but the cities, whether it be Belfast or Dublin, are really facing these challenges. And I just, as an observer, saw it, felt it, and I am hearing more and more, sort of anecdotally. I played some sound for you the other day of a woman in Dublin complaining because her child was the only one that actually spoke English, or Irish, right? They weren't even speaking Irish there. Spoke English in her class there in Dublin. So the demographics are shifting and changing in a pretty spectacular way. And while the Irish are certainly open to it, I worry that this could be like another Sweden situation, because you've got a population that's just, arms outstretched, let me help you, identify you, whatever. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day and it's like you can't wear a mini skirt, and your girls can't go walk home at night, etc. And or you can't wear, say, the Irish flag on your shirt. My Swedish friend just told me, can't wear your Swedish flag out in Sweden now because it's too dangerous. Well, what a shame. It's your own country, for goodness sake. So they are going to confront these challenges more and more.